Right, so welcome back. The Betway Premiership is back, and the league results in the wheel. Looks like some of the fans are also back. Go stadium. We're going to focus on what's happening. We saw the games being played during the week. Quite exciting. Lufuno, I know you're excited and I know what we're team ya mara e re go tshware hanyane fela. Re bone reunion ya kwana Lekoko le di player tsa hae da le coach Gavin Hunt. No ka re ke family affair, ba dumedisana ho le mnat. You could tell it was going to be a 0-0 draw before the match even started, ne?
Yeah, you know, it's reunited. Never kopana happen. I mean, it's always normal when you see coaches. I mean, Kwanele has been at SuperSport for how long? You know, now he's at Chippa. But besides that, I mean, SuperSport themselves, they're struggling. They win one game, draw there, you know, they're not consistent.
Yeah.
You know, so it's always, you know, when you see a result and say SuperSport have played a draw.
You're putting it mildly when you're saying they're inconsistent, because I mean, with a -3 goal difference, they really needed that win. They really need to start scoring goals.
They need to start winning games.
Problem king, why was that?
Look, it's very difficult to really pinpoint it, but you know, their top striker, we know he's injured.
Yeah.
So he was always the guy that gets them going. You know, he was always the guy that scored goals for them all the time. So now they've signed Kokota, they've got a striker from Sundowns, Abuka. So let's see what they will cook. Nasir. Let's see what they're gonna cook now. You know, let's give them some couple of games. Let's see how Hunt will approach.
That's not going to happen.
No.
Why?
I think Gavin is struggling with transitioning players. You know, he's been good at that with so many young stars, and it seems as if like probably his methods of taking players from the DDC team and transitioning them into the team, it's probably a challenge. Probably somebody in there, not him specifically, is not probably doing the right proper job for Gavin to get these players. Because he was complaining, saying that the DDC doesn't actually qualify players to be in the PSL.
It's very strange, because I look at the DDC and I look at Bafana.
The quality of players across the league.
It's benefited a lot of people.
It's everywhere. The DDC players are everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean,
they even went on to go in Bafana.
It's a lot.
You know, you think of a Pesita who even played in this very same DDC. Yeah. You know, so
across the league, in actual fact.
Across the league. Yeah.
So you look at that and you wonder if Gavin Hunt probably needs, he's been running schools, you know, for coaches in the league. Yeah. He probably also needs to go back to his book and say, okay, let me look at this again.
Sekhukhune, TS Galaxy, Keagan, Dolly, finally back, he's signed.
Yeah.
They get a win. Can we attribute that to the fact that now they have a big player? And remember, Keagan Dolly spoke about shouldering the responsibility. Shoulder responsibility.
I think one thing is it's good for him to see him back on the field, playing football. You know, you don't want to see players like him, you know, just idling, not getting a contract. It's good for him personally, you know, maybe to start with, and you know, starting to play and having some minutes to run. We know TS has got a new coach. You know, they've won their first game in the league because they were also really struggling, but they've got a striker there. You know, the guy that last time he scored and take the shut off. Now he learned that if you do that, he's got 2 goals. So it's good for him, you know.
Yeah. So Sekhukhune has been, like, this season have been disappointed because you look at the recruitment that they've had.
Yeah, again, you know, sometimes when you recruit a lot of players, it can be good and it can also be bad because it can also take time for players to gel, to understand each other. The social factor between the players, you know, they start to understand that if a player makes a run, if you delay a minute, it's going to be offside. So you need to understand and know that if a player makes a run, you have to play it quick. So that social factor, it might be an issue because they you know, blowing hot and cold as well.
You know, Cox, sorry to interject. Sekhukhune is quite disappointing. You look at the season they had the previous season. Coming back from a comfort position, coming, probably they were fourth in the league.
Correct.
Look at the acquisitions they've had. They've even had a player from Sundowns who's a rare talent. Mbule is a rare talent. Point in reference when you watch that game. The mistakes they make, they're all coming in their own half. Monare gets the ball. He doesn't know what he's doing with the ball, full in his feet.
And they get international.
These are international players. Mbule, the same thing. The captain, Umachayvali, does the same thing. And you look at that and you're like, why isn't Leshonono fixing this? You know? And it then tells you a huge story about Sekhukhune to say, okay, there's an issue here happening. And again, we have to really ask questions with this Kokouchin thing. And I did mention it when we spoke about Sekhukhune at some point.
You've been very critical of this thing.
I did say the only team that's managing to do this thing, as much as they are struggling at Sundowns. And you look at Sekhukhune and they've got Umatala longamthandi kahle lo. I used to say that, but I really question his coaching capabilities. You know, I would have loved Lekoko to have the team alone because I've seen what he has done in that team by himself.
But again with Sekhukhune, we don't mention the player that they've lost, who was a very key player. Not necessarily Mukwana. There was a player that was playing the heart of that midfield. He's at Cape Town City now.
Oh, Mukocho. Yes.
He was a heartbeat of that team. He was controlling the midfield, controlling the play, dictating how they should play. He was the one that would link with the defense.
You've got Mkiza, you've got Mbule, you've got Monare.
But he was there. He was there for a longest time. He was the one that was dictating. They lost him. Have they replaced him? That's a question mark.
They've replaced him with Monare is there. The captain is there. He's come back from injury.
He's just telling me that Monare now just lost a ball in his half and then they got punished.
All right. In my opinion, Kamogelo Mokocho, yes, you might try and replace him, but he's too big of a player to replace him. Cape Town City, we saw good result finally. Basha Bagari 2-2-2 now. Are, is this a way for them to be coming back? We don't know. Stay tuned. Watch Mzanzi Fundiz. Ribuwe second half. Ruto bolela ka Betway Premiership because wafisa no man. Season ibuile. Second half.